Hello there, how are you doing? The Chapa here, and I'm back with part two of naming the different parts of the keyboard, right? So, in continuing where we left off in part one, so we had discussed the keyboard and the patterns that we have here, right? So, another thing that's important to notice is that in music we have 12 notes, right? And these sections that I was speaking about, the groups of 8, demonstrate that. For example, so between this note and this note, these similar ones, if I count the number of buttons before I get you, they're going to be 12 of them. So let's count them and see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then the pattern repeats again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But the sound will be, the pitch will be higher there. And the same thing happens in there. It's just that it will be lower and all of those things. You see, so that's that visual thing that I was talking about of the keyboard. At least these black buttons show these in between notes. But we're going to get into the details of that in another lesson, right? So that was that. That was the keyboard. We're done with the keyboard. And then we're going to look at the top and the side panels, right? So the first thing that we look at on the side panel is this thing over here. It's called a pitch bend and a modulator, right? It's different on different keyboards. So in as far as this is concerned, I'm not going to get into the details of each and every one of these buttons because they're keyboard dependent. It will depend on your keyboard as to how it's organized and what each button does, right? But with this one, I'm just going to look at those things that are there on every keyboard. So we have this button here, this lever here. It's called a modulation and a pitch bend. On this one, it's combined. So let me just show you what it does before saying a lot of things, right? So if I press this keyboard like that, it just sounds like that. But if I press, and then I move this thing to the right, it goes to, I press, move it to the left, it takes the pitch down, right? And then if I press and then I push it up, it kind of like makes the sound vibrate, right? It's called vibrato, right? Yeah, it sounds very nice. So that's the pitch bend and all of those things. It's for creativity and adding spice to your playing. And then over here we have all sorts of buttons. But the most important ones that we have here is the transpose, right? So transpose is an amazing thing. It's a tool. There's raging debates online as to whether keyboardists should use it or not, pianists. But I say you must use it. It shortens the time of learning. So again, there are 12 keys of music and you got to know all of them, right? But if you have the transpose, you can learn one key and then just move to the other keys by just pressing these buttons. So it expedites, it speeds up the learning process, right? One key, and then it's almost like what's that thing? It's almost like what this thing does on a guitar. It's called a capo. Pretty much the same thing. You learn one key and then you start using this thing to change to other keys, right? And I suggest you use it. I use it as well. And then if you really want to go deep and become a professional and it's your job, make your living out of music, then you got to know the rest of the keys and so forth. Anyway, just so we can finish this video, over here we have the power button. Of course, that's what we switch on the keyboard. And then we have the volume control. And then this is where we change the sounds and so forth, right? And then here's the sound modify buttons, and then over here is the audio pad. Again, this just depends on your keyboard. On the side here, on this keyboard is placed on the sides, is where we connect the different cables that do the different things. This is the keyboard stand. You could also buy that. It's very important. And then I also have this. It's not plugged in now and it doesn't look so nice. This is my my sustain pedal, right? I attached it to this thing so that when I push it when I'm playing, it doesn't move so that the weight of my foot. So it's like I placed my foot here, my shoe there, and then I press on it, That way it doesn't move forward and I have to keep on looking for it while I'm playing with my foot. So that's pretty much it, and those are the buttons and the different parts. You gotta know them. It's gonna make your life much easier. Look into the manual of your keyboard and check online for tutorials and everything, so that you can know these things. Happy learning. Do learn these things and get better. Sharp sharp. I'll see you in the next lessons.